Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Hi, Rodney.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, Fred. Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Hello, everybody at home.
Oh,
Sort of like John Boy.
Did we
except
leave
we're saying
anybody
good
out?
morning instead of good night. I think everybody's here.
All right, good.
Yeah. So what are we talking about, Rodney, Fred,
Well,
whoever?
ask anybody. This is something that we covered during the morning show. I thought it was an interesting question. We have high school football that is starting back up, apparently, even though it's going to be a little bit later. But the question being, with so many schools deciding to go virtual, do you
Right.
think that high school football is a good idea? Yay,
Well,
nay?
Well, you know, they decided to wait till Labor Day to start. But a lot of schools are back in session, and a lot of them are going virtual, as you said, Rodney. And so, you know, what do you think? Is it a good idea? People love their sports, you know that, right? But I think it's just one of those things you got to think about.
The question for me is, how do you even put in your mind starting football season when the kids are not there together and practicing? And, you know, we've had so many, the majors, the NFL, those players are concerned about starting their season. So for these young high school kids, I know many of them count on these games and this season, many seniors for scholarships, for money to college. So it's crucial. You can see both ends of this, but health and safety are number one. So is there a chance that the season may not even kick off?
Fred, I want you to go
I think there's a
first.
good
I like
chance
to piggyback off
that
of
it
you.
may not. Okay. See which side of the fence I stand on, and then you get right on the middle of the fence. We know how that works.
Pretty much.
That's usually the way it goes.
All right. Here are my thoughts on the issue. I don't know that it's going to start because, well, first off, if you leave it up to the kids want to play.
Right.
I mean, I think it was 88% of the kids wanted to go back into school to be in person anyway. In one of the counties, that was what the survey results were. So the kids want to be in school. They want to be with each other. But it just doesn't really add up. If the kids are not going to be in school, then how can they be out on the field tackling each other and, you know, the locker room together? And then when you have games, you're bringing kids in from different communities to play against each other. I'm not sure what the deal is as far as fans go at these games, but you know, it doesn't necessarily add up for me if you're going to have virtual school, but then actual high school football. And I know it's a big deal, and I'm not saying whether there should be virtual school or whether there should be football. I'm just saying that the two things don't seem to add up.
Absolutely. And we do have some comments. Coaches and coaches' spouses, come on now. Parents, let's see, think. They are together, says one person, practicing. I really wish people would learn before they speak. Well, not all schools are together practicing. Some of the private schools are not practicing as of yet. So, yes, some of the public schools are back in, you know, practices as usual, but they're having a hard time trying to social distance, and so many of the players are actually coming down with coronavirus. Rodney, it's your turn.
Yeah, and Fred was right. I'm going to do exactly what he predicted I was going to do, which is take both sides. What you were saying, Karen, I agree with. There's a lot more to it than just, you know, playing football week in and week out. A lot of these kids, seniors, you know, this is their opportunity to move on to the next level. And when you take a year away, that it's impacting, you know, what could be their future. I'm from Texas, where football is king. So
yeah.
Yep.
I just personally, I'm like, man, whatever you can do to not take away high school football, I am definitely with that side. But at the same time, as I think we've all, you know, pointed out, you know, the health and safety has to be, you know, the number one priority. And a lot of areas have been impacted by this. The graduations earlier this
Everything.
year.
Right.
So
Yep.
it's terrible. But I do agree at the end of the day, health and safety has to be important. And if we are deciding to go virtual, then, you know, how could we possibly, like, those decisions you would think would go hand in hand. But I'm a big college football and high school football guy. So it was really tough when I saw that this morning. It's like, man, how do you really have to get rid of, you know?
I know.
high
Well,
school
Rodney,
football?
it's kind of interesting. Friday, when
know.
the governor was on, you know, doing his coronavirus update and news conference, I kind of smiled because on more than one occasion he brought up during that news conference and update high school football and college football. He kept saying, look, got to get college football, you know, football season's about to start. So even though I'm not going to mandate masks for the state, those of you young people out there between the ages of 16 and 35, encourage everybody to wear a mask because we got to get football going. And I thought, man, football, The governor's talking football here. There's no doubt. People love it.
I was going to
I
say.
actually brought that up to my brothers back
Right.
home. I said, you know how they do things here in the South is you want football, wear your mask.
That's right.
Like,
That's right.
SEC
You know.
is king. Let's
That's
just
it.
remember.
That's
And
right.
Karen
That's
Davenport
right.
says we have 45 players in quarantine right now after a player showed positive. So, this is some of the parents' concerns. They should push football to the spring. Kids need physical activity, someone else saying. There's no way you have social distancing in sports. If the kids can't go to school, how the heck can they play sports?
Yeah.
So please let us know how you feel.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that just a little bit, I follow a Facebook page, a lot of parents speaking on that, and they were saying that if you're going to do virtual learning and digital learning for everybody during the school year, then you need to just cancel extracurricular activities as well, because
Right.
most of those involve being with other people.
My ultimate question for this at the end of the
Right.
day will be, I'd like to know, and I'm sure we can do this here, like I want to know more about why it's okay, if you're going to continue, like why is it okay to continue with the season but go virtual? Like what's the science behind that? I'd love to hear more about that because I don't know. We're just reporting it, but I would love to actually know how did you come to that decision? Because maybe it's a legitimate reason. So.
Well, I will say part of it is the kids are outside
Right.
For football, so that air is a little different. But you
Locker
got
room.
right. The locker room, though, you think about, and the hitting, and the sweat and the perspiration. I mean, it's tough. I can't understand. But I'm sure we will learn all the facts on this. You got
Yeah.
folks saying, as much as we all want to go back to normal, we can't start this stuff until we're more under control.
And Karen, you mentioned.
Well, this is
go ahead. Fred.
possibly good. Well, this is possibly another question for another day, but this has been eating me for a few days here, and I'm a numbers guy. I like data. I analyze data all day for meteorology, and the case numbers are up. In Georgia, they're up in Florida, California, Texas, and they've been up now for weeks, but the death toll has not been increasing in kind with those case numbers, especially when you compare those case numbers to what they saw in the Northeast during the spring, say New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, where the death tally was really quite high. So something to me is not adding up as far as the numbers of cases that we're seeing corresponding. We hear so much about the cases, so maybe things aren't as bad as those case numbers would indicate.
Well,
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, and I think a big issue, though, is are these kids getting tested? How often are you being tested? And somebody pointed out the coach in Rockdale County who passed because of COVID-19 related issues. And many of these students are asymptomatic. So unless they're being tested regularly, how will you know if these students have the virus?
Yeah, awesome, unbelievable.
It's a great
questions.
point.
Yeah, a lot of questions. That's why I feel like it'd be great to flesh this out more,
Right.
and get more info on why they made the decision. Quickly switching gears, because I think we're almost out of time, but a funner topic is apparently Gavir, it's National Junk Food Day.
You point out Gravere because I like this story.
As it turns out, we all
Yes, it is.
did.
It's National Junk Food Day. So our question this morning is, what is your favorite junk food? And Karen, I asked you earlier, what was it? You said?
I mean, I like them all. Let me just say, those French
You
fries
like 'em
look
all.
good. Potato chips look good.
What was it you said earlier? I forgot. The some kind of candy.
Yep, all candies look good. I take them all.
Okay, then. She's not going to specify.
I don't even remember.
She won't specify.
No, I don't remember.
Okay,
honestly.
Rodney, what about you?
I actually picked a lot earlier. If I have to pick one, and I've been thinking about this, I would have to say my weakness is Snickers.
Snickers. Okay. Mine is going to be chips of any sort and popcorn. You buy that Smart Pop, the cheesy Smart Pop popcorn. I could eat a bag in one sitting. Brad?
I mean, junk food's such a big category. I was showing you earlier. I have some Sour Patch Kids here. I have some M&Ms. I have some ice cream in the freezer. Buffalo wings, like chicken wings. Love them. So it's just making me hungry. Just
Okay, but who really eats all that in your house? I know you've got your daughter there, your wife there. You don't eat all of that yourself.
yeah. No, well, these Sour Patch Kids haven't been open, but we've been watching a few movies. So we were talking about, we found them actually in the closet. We're like, oh, we have some candy, so we'll be having this. So just stay cool inside, right?
So indulge yourself today. Eat a little junk food, to celebrate National Junk Food Day, right?
Is this the one day where we don't have to eat anything like healthy? You can just go junk food the whole day. Is that allowed?
Probably.
No.
No? Okay. Still have to get like some
Karen
broccoli in
says
there
no, I
somewhere?
say probably.
I tell you, everybody's still talking about this football.
Yeah, I
though.
was gonna say that too.
That's king right now on our Facebook Live.
So talk football, talk junk food, whatever you want to talk, we want to hear from you.
I think Fred started up a whole new conversation on the comment section too. So there's a lot going on. Jimmy also said Snickers, so thank you for agreeing with me, Jimmy.
Ooh,
But you're
love it.
right, Karen. A whole lot of comments out here. I'll try to get one or two more in. I think we got a little time.
Yeah, somebody said Gwinnett. The kids. It was the athletes who wanted to go back to school, and the teachers who said, no, we want to be virtually learning.
Right.
Hey,
And just to be clear,
Oh, go ahead,
with
Fred.
what I said, I just want to see someone analyzing that data. I just answer the question for me why. And I'm not asking people on Facebook to answer the question because they haven't looked at the data. I'm asking for someone who knows more about the data.
Hey, I saw a great article
No
this
offense.
weekend. I read a great article by Freddie Freeman. And it was an interview with Freddie Freeman from the Braves saying that he has never been so sick in his life, that he actually prayed every night. He said, God, I'm not ready to go yet. I want to live. And said he was that sick.
And we are not
Okay.
ready to go either,
So-
but Jeff says we got to go. So happy Tuesday.
See ya.
Gotta
See
go.
ya.